What's up, YouTube? On today's video, we get to drop the cab on the Ram. So stay tuned. We'll get this done shortly. Got the forklift ready. Got the straps ready. This thing's outside. I'm gonna drop the cab on it and then go from there. So stay tuned. So in the previous videos, if you remember, I cut out a quarter, and they call it a dog leg, which is pretty much the bottom sill and the rear quarter. And I said it was gonna be used on another truck. So this is the truck, right? This is what we used off of my cab, this bottom rocker right here. It's been re-welded. I'll post some pictures of what the damage looked like prior to this frame job. You have to get cut here, the skin, cut right there. This was all bent in that way, but he unstitched the welds, put in my piece, and then welded everything back up. So everything is double welded, double plated. Same thing here. Now what we're gonna do is just clean up all these welds, clean up that weld, seam them. This piece is gonna get body worked. Alex is gonna bless that with some wet, and then we're gonna throw a different door on this, but this door was okay to measure up the gaps and everything else. It kind of pulled out, but no one really cares. But as long as these gaps were fine. Dodge in general has really terrible door gaps. Overall, this came out pretty nice. This had to get spliced right here a couple of times. So he had to do one layer, second layer, and third layer on the inside. And this came out pretty nice. As long as the door's shut real nice. Perfect. Yeah, this truck is ready for body work. This is the cut that I was talking about, that we cut out from this cab. Was probably the only piece that actually survived. Well, this piece of cab also survived, and that could be used probably for another project, but nothing that I'm gonna do now. Just probably gonna take all the interior out of this thing, throw it in my other cab, cut the glass out, and then probably take that quarter off, cut it off, and save it for another project, and just toss the rest of this thing. Probably gonna save the front aprons too. The aprons on this, they haven't been touched, so everything is pretty much ready to go. Kind of cleaned up here in this spot to park this cab over on this side, so it's just swap everything over from one side to the other. Pretty much it for now. We got the cab in its place. I was originally gonna put it here, but then we realized it does not fit because it is pretty big. So we ended up putting it here for now, and this is gonna give me plenty of room to start pulling all the interior. Well, basically all I need to do is just pull the carpet that's already halfway out, pull the dash and the wiring harness, and transfer it onto the other cab. In the meantime, I'm gonna be working on this Subaru Outback 2019. Had a small little fender bender. Gotta pull the frame on this and replace the front radiator support. So in the meantime, we're gonna throw the cab on outside, roll the chassis back inside. So I'm gonna use that area right there just to organize everything as I'm pulling everything out. So we're about to start picking this cab up, strap it up, bring it over to over there where the truck is. So sorry this thing is a little out of focus, but doing the best with what we got. Another thing is I can't really record while I'm picking this thing up, so once I strap this thing up, I'm gonna put the camera on the tripod and you guys can watch it from there. Now it's time to start taking this thing apart and start taking out the dash and the rest of everything else. So let's get to it. So we got the dash out, and now I gotta take out this skeleton and get rid of all the wiring harness behind it. And that wiring harness is the same wiring harness that holds all of this nonsense. All of these are for the ABS, and it's all different. Fun. Still lots to do. And then the carpet's gotta come out. The back seat's gotta come out. Pretty much headliner, all the wiring harness that goes along the floor. The airbag module needs to come out. And most likely, but I'm not sure, I'll double check, but most likely the heater core as well. So I got the frame of the dash out and started to take off the wiring harness first, and then I realized it's just plug and play. Plugs up over here, plugs up over there. Show you. This plug right here is pretty much for everything that's underneath the dash. And now I just gotta fish that out, run a whole new harness. It's actually a lot easier than I thought. So got this hunk of beep out, and pretty much bare. Just got to start pulling the wiring harness from the engine and start pulling the rest of this interior out, the seats, the rest of this garbage. Getting very tired and exhausted. At the same time, this ram's getting repaired. What you doing, guy?
I'm just doing some dent repair, some small dent repair.
So there's gonna be a lot of Bond on this or no?
Oh no, this is pretty much almost straight. Yeah, it was pretty bad earlier, but it's almost leveled out.
You pretty much ground down the welds and everything?
Yeah, I mean there's still more to go, but I just did right here because I'm trying to align this after it was welded. All this was warped. So I'm trying to align it as much as possible so that way there's less bondle.
So just pretty much skim coat on top?
Pretty much, yep. More to go is just I'm kind of starting off on this. Then eventually gonna take the doors off, grind all those welds down, and start from there, I guess.
Nice.
Skimming everything else I need.
It came out a lot better. The damage on this thing was pretty intense. Finally pulled the harness from the engine into the cab. And now this harness goes along the cab, along the footwell, around the corners, around over there, back down into the seats. Where this harness, the seat comes through, it comes from actually there, and ties into the airbag module. Some of it goes underneath the heater core. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to pull the heater core. Called the dealer and they said that the heater cores are different. Whatever the difference is, I don't know, maybe just a couple of plugs, but either way, I don't feel like messing around with them. Pretty much gonna be a wrap for today's video, guys. As always, I'm exhausted. Like, comment, subscribe. Every little bit helps. Not asking for money, not asking for donations. Just hit that like button. We can grow this channel. Subscribe. I'll get a lot more content going once a lot more people start seeing this and start sharing it. So thanks for watching. Peace.